So what stops you from breathing through your nose? I've noticed three things that actually really do take us out of a good breathing habit. And I've been working with clients to be able to help them navigate and orientate these things back towards their baseline breath. So I'll share with you three things that are quite common in a lot of humans' existence. And then I'll also give you two exercises at the end so that you can sort of start to action and improve your breathing throughout your day. The powerful thing about that is then if you do that, work on your breathing throughout the day, you'll then start sleeping better, because how you breathe during the day is how you'll sleep at night. And it all comes back to a good breath. Now, the first one, some form of pressure. The first thing that I've noticed that take people out of their good breathing habit would be pressure. Now that might be pressure from any form. It builds into stress, and if you're not able to intercept that stress and navigate yourself back to orientating your baseline breath, you're setting yourself up for disaster. You're removing oxygen from the brain, which then in turn slows your cognitive decisions down and no longer allows you to be creative. You're in the fight or flight system, and then that would mean you're now reacting instead of being present. So if you're able to, notice the stress coming in or the trigger, that's when you start to actually action the ability to return back to proper breathing mechanics and biochemistry in your body. The second thing that I'd be looking at, or I've seen actually, and it happens even for myself, is when exercise, even yoga. There's some positions in yoga that are quite challenging, and if you don't have the right awareness towards what you need to be breathing mechanically correctly in that position, you'll be creating some form of stress, and as we said on the first one, that then in turn leads us to poor breathing habits or patterns. But most people actually go about exercise thinking that they need to show other people that they're exercising. It's not really setting you up to win, is it? It's actually creating more oxidized stress. And oxidized stress is the only disease in this whole world. So if we're able to help your protocols for your exercise routine, you'll start to actually have more energy, vitality, better decisions, less rest in between reps as well, which is huge for me as a martial artist, because everything comes back to how optimized are you to be able to perform. So I've set up a lot of protocols, and there's been a very big change in my breathing apparatus, the way that this apparatus functions. It gets stronger because it's the same genetic makeup as your nipples and your genitals. So what that means is you can actually grow your nose. You can make it bigger and stronger. The third thing that I have noticed in coaching up to 100 clients now through better breathing habits would be their ability to communicate and talk. It's a massive key for people to be able to understand how to work with their breath while communicating, while projecting their voice, while getting their message across. The power in this is you're now no longer actually catching your breath. You're working with it. And you have to be able to balance your blood gases before you show up to your presentation. Even I, before sitting down here in this lovely room with the green leaves, I was focusing on my baseline breath, balancing my blood gases before I would sit down so that I could maintain nose breathing throughout this whole talk. Next time you're standing around friends, notice, see if you can see how your friends are breathing while they're talking. I can tell you if I'm watching someone do a presentation and then talking, and it's quite jarring to hear and it also means that they're only breathing shallow, short, and sharp breaths, which in turn are bad breathing patterns. In order to fix those patterns, you need to start setting up a protocol. And the power of that is that then that gives you more life, more blood flow to the brain, and basically improving your life, not 1%, but 10%. That is the huge key of what breathing can do for you. So with those three things there, how much of those things show up in your life? How much stress from your boss comes into your life? When you're driving a car, is there stress? When you're exercising, what are you doing to maintain nasal breathing so that you're working with your breath throughout your practice, your movement practice? And when you're even delivering speeches or communicating with your crowd, how are you showing up to look after your health, to project your voice, to project your message across? Breathing is a massive key to life and vitality. So if you don't take it seriously, you're missing out on a big boost for your life. And the powerful thing that I heard was your soul will become you. It's the first thing you'll do to become your soul. Breathe to become your soul. And it's the last thing your soul will do before it leaves. And that just gave me, okay, cool. I should be focusing on this throughout my day. And in turn, my sleep got better, my performance got better, my relationships got better, my ability to project my voice got better, I got more creative, I had more blood flow to the brain, I stopped sweating so much because now my nervous system was regulated and I was working with my breath instead of catching it. So the two exercises that I'd like you to sort of try and look at, the first one is go for a walk, but make it a mindful walk. When you start mindfully walking, you'll have to work with your breath. And this starts setting you up to maybe even slow down so that you are working with the breath. I've had a lot of people say how slow they were astonished at how slow they had to slow down their walk to be able to keep working with their breath. And that's exciting because it will get stronger. You will be able to create changes in your cells, your tissues, your muscles. And when that happens, it's a lifelong thing. The second thing I'd get you to look at is starting with your talking. If you're able to create deliberate pauses in between your sentences to catch your breath and then start working with your breath, you will now keep yourself in a healthier, more calmed, regulated nervous system that is able to process information instead of reacting to information. I'm a big proponent that breathing habits and patterns could be the cause to all world's disease and wars. And that if we all started to work with our breath, we would not be in this turmoil because we would not be reacting. We would be working together. I hope this I hope to hear from you, as I know these things can act, that if you action these things, you'll see a benefit and a change in your life, because every human being breathes. So let me know, and I'm going to be making more of these videos. So give me a like, follow, and a subscribe. And even follow me on my Instagram at Ben8Watson for more cool stuff. Peace and blessings. I'll catch you soon.